And we are back, and we just finished watching 2022's Uncharted, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour and 56 minutes. This is currently, I think, still in theaters, but also for rent on various platforms, including Amazon Prime, which is how we saw this. This is the story of Nate Drake, played by Tom Holland, who, I guess, along with his brother Sam, I guess their parents passed away and they started living in an orphanage. Do they still call them orphanages? That's so funny.
That's what the building was labeled.
I think it was like an orphanage, church, school, kind of like that.
Yes, it was one of those situations. And Sam, I guess, got himself in trouble and separates from his brother Nathan.
Like that was the third strike.
Right. And then we fast forward to present day New York, where Nathan is kind of, I guess, a petty criminal.
Yeah, he's very deft with his fingers, able to steal bracelets and whatnot without people noticing.
Wallets and stuff,
While he works as a bartender doing a good Tom Cruise cocktail impersonation.
Yes.
Spinning bottles over his back and catching them and all sorts of liquor-based shenanigans.
Enter Victor Sullivan, played by Mark Wahlberg, who you reminded me.
Marky Mark
and the Funky Bunch. It's so weird. I mean, he was a one-hit wonder, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's been more an actor than a rap
I
celebrity.
think his music career lasted maybe the first year I was in college, and then he started making movies, and that was it.
Yeah, and he never turned back. Well, he was an underwear model briefly for Calvin Klein. That was like his other big claim to fame, and then he just launched into movies.
Marky
Mark. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. Olive G, what did you think of this movie?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, what'd you like about it?
I guess it was the adventure in it.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, it definitely
had a lot of that.
Entertaining.
Yeah. It was very entertaining. Not my favorite kind of treasure hunter movie, but I feel like
I feel there
does it better.
Yeah, there have been better treasure hunter movies.
Even Goonies.
Yeah.
Although I mentioned National Treasure with
National Treasure is
iconic Nicolas Cage.
This was very similar to National Treasure in that you got like these ancient maps and
legends and
stuff like that. and gold hidden under people's noses.
But I feel like this was more. I mean, yes, that was a huge part of the story, but I think it was more of an action piece. It was definitely an action movie.
It definitely had some crazy set pieces.
Yes, for sure.
Especially towards the end. And I feel almost like the way they frame the movie, where they begin with the crazy action piece that's actually happening later on in the movie, and they come back to it. It kind of made me think, okay, when they were making the movie, they were like, the beginning is a bit too exposition heavy. We need some sort of pow to get the people like, wow, I want to still watch this.
Yeah.
Because after that little snippet,
it's slow.
It really got into like some pretty heavy exposition, like the whole relationship with his brother, when they're children, and then him living life as a bartender, and then Sully showing up, talking about Magellan's treasure and how he didn't make it across the world, and just a lot of heavy lifting occurs.
Yeah. But I agree with you, but I feel like it was very action heavy, and good thing that Tom Holland is part of the Marvel universe, because
he was fit for this movie.
Yeah,
when it was made,
he was taking his licks.
Yeah.
More so than Mark Wahlberg. It was like Mark Wahlberg would come into a scene and then disappear.
Mark Wahlberg was letting Tom Holland take the beat in this movie. Yeah, definitely.
And do most of the action.
Yeah.
I don't think
the only time he ever fought was at the end. And even then it was like he fought and then he's like, all right, I'm going to go fly the helicopter now.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Tom's doing like capoeira.
Yeah, he's like, swinging from like 400-year-old ropes and kicking people and all sorts of craziness.
I know. It's so funny. I'm watching the movie and I'm like, oh, So Tom Holland's going to become Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we'll see. He's the thing. You know what the thing about Tom Holland though is he still looks like he's 16 years
He
old.
really does. He really, really does.
He needs to get some like
Facial hair or
facial
something.
calluses. Like
Yeah. I'm like,
and he's been in films for a while now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. He's 25, 26, I think, at this point, which isn't old.
No,
but he should look older.
Yeah.
I mean, he still could pass for a high schooler.
Yeah, like I believe he is
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker in high school, and I don't know how tall he is or whatever, but I'm always like, oh, little Tom Holland. He's probably taller than me. I don't know.
But it's funny because in Hollywood, I guess everyone's tall, right? So, I mean, they sort of make a joke about that. He's like, you're not that much taller than me.
Yeah, it's taller. You're only an inch taller.
Gigi, what did you think of the movie?
It passed the time.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't a wow movie, but it was entertaining. I feel like if you're going to kill an hour and 56 minutes, this is not a bad way to do it.
It was a popcorn flick. It wasn't the best
of this genre.
I feel like there was like a little bit of a heart missing to it. I didn't get any sort of chemistry between him and Mark Wahlberg or him and
that girl.
I don't know what her name was.
Chloe.
Chloe. It just, I don't know. It felt like there was like, oh, this is somebody that I'm interacting with right now.
Yeah.
I didn't get any good banter between them. Nobody was really cracking any jokes that made me laugh.
Yeah.
And this is sort of the thing where you have that. Like, you have that swashbuckling adventure where it's treasures and booby traps and bad guys with guns and stuff. And it just lacked some charm. It was missing charm. Like, National Treasure had charm. And it had comedy relief. You had I forgot what that actor's name was, but he was like the goofy sidekick.
Yeah.
You had sort of like the love interest as the story progressed, it developed into that.
Because how could you not fall in love with Nicolas Cage?
Oh, his lustrous hair. So realistic.
I agree with you 100%. I think that, like, even something like Red Notice did the banter between the characters better.
Yeah.
And really, like, those comedic moments really hit better. But I think it's again, the writing. For me, there's comedic elements to this, but to me, this is more of an action film. This was absolutely more of an action film.
Even in any action film you watch, there's always
but there's better writing,
banter and charm with like the leads.
Yes.
And Nathan Drake was a nice guy, but he really never charmed me.
Right.
And Sully was not really charming at all.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to be sort of like the salty guy who's get the job done at all costs.
Right.
And, you see at the end, oh, well, maybe he does. He is showing more of a heart. He's trying to turn a leaf or turn a page in his life. Even then, I don't know. I wanted more back and forth between them.
Yes.
Even you think of like the buddy cop movies or anything like that.
We just saw Midnight Run today.
Or Midnight Run. My God. Perfect example.
The chemistry between those two.
It was this antagonistic chemistry between the two where you could see it developing into this friendship that occurs at the end. And in this, I don't know if I really felt that too much.
No.
I think maybe if they got a better writer, somebody who has a better sense of dialogue and just playful banter between two leads, it could have worked a lot better because you had all the pieces there. You have, two actors who are capable of doing that.
Doing this, yeah. Or, and hear me out, instead of Mark Wahlberg, you cast Ryan Reynolds.
Enough with Ryan Reynolds. I like Ryan Reynolds, but he doesn't need to be in every
film. I know.
And to be honest, the guy that everybody wanted to be in this film was Nathan Fillion.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Everybody wanted Nathan Fillion to be Nathan Drake, but he was too old for that. So
Nathan Drake?
Yeah.
Not Victor?
Yeah. But Nathan Fillion's too old, so a lot of people were like, he should have been Victor.
Yeah. Oh, I could totally see that, actually.
Yeah. Because he's got that charm.
Yes, absolutely.
He could deliver the lines. Although I got to be honest, I don't know if the lines were there. That's what I felt was lacking. You have the two people who are capable of it, but
the writing just wasn't strong enough.
It just wasn't in the script. Whoever was in charge of like polishing dialogue just wasn't there.
Yeah, agreed. But I think the trade-off is that the set pieces and the action piece, the choreography on this was really well done.
It was really well done. There was one bit where I felt a little bit let down.
Which one was that?
In the beginning, Sully is getting away with the briefcase with the cross in it, and those two security guards come in. It's like, oh look, she's trying to rob me, and then he's leaving, and you see her beating the crap out of the guards in the background. The way they filmed that was really anticlimactic. I would have loved to have seen her
go to town.
Because it looked like there was some sort of choreography going on, but they didn't show anything. And it was like, clearly something was practiced here because she's doing the moves and she's just beating them up like.
Yeah. And she looks like a badass. She looks like she could
closing. Yeah, like she
put
was
a hurt on people.
She was a very colorful bad guy. She had that
crazy
hair. She was good looking. She looked like she could like kick somebody really well.
Yeah.
But you didn't really get to see it too much.
That's Tati Gabrielle, who's also Prudence in the Sabrina the Witch series.
She must really like her hair plastered to her head.
Yeah, she doesn't really deviate from that look very much.
That's how I recognized her.
Yeah. I forgot who that was. I was like, her face looks familiar, and then you mentioned it.
Cultivated her look.
You know what? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Some people just know what works for them. G, what did you think of this film? Did I ask you that already? I did.
You did.
And what did you say?
I said it passed the time.
It passed the time. You're absolutely right. Did you have a favorite character in this?
No.
How about a favorite scene?
No.
Did I ask you about a favorite scene, Olive G?
No, nor a favorite character.
I'm assuming the cat.
Mr. Whiskers.
Mr. Whiskers, was that your favorite?
No. But I still like how he said with the text message that and a cat, because I thought the cat was like going to go with him to the party, but turns out he didn't.
No, but he was upset. But he turned out to be a good pet owner because he paid somebody through an app to go take care of his cat while he was out cavorting and treasure hunting.
Yep. And he brought him at the
next mission.
The little end credit scene.
Yeah.
There's always got to be end credit scenes for
yes.
films like this.
And we're convinced
his mustache and cat appear.
I could have done without the mustache.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's iconic for the character. So
is it?
I've never played an Uncharted game, but everybody was like, when the trailer came out, everybody who saw the trailer was like, "Where's the mustache?"
Really?
People
get hung up on the wrong shit.
People were upset that there wasn't a mustache.
So I would say I haven't seen every video to film, but this was decent for a video
game adaptations go. No, it was pretty good. It was better than Warcraft.
Oh God, that was awful.
I don't know what the hell was going on in that movie?
That was awful.
Yeah,
I'm so mad at myself for wasting time watching that.
Yeah,
why do you remind me?
It's a video game adaptation.
Yeah. What is the problem here with video game adaptations? Why aren't they more successful? I mean, there's a whole built-in audience.
Honestly, I think they suffer from the same thing that comic book movies first suffered from when they first came out, in that movie studios look at it and it's just like, we don't care about details or what fans want or anything. We just want to make a story here. And you end up like either confusing people who aren't familiar with the video game and additionally pissing off people who really love the property.
Right.
Because
you've taken the thing that they love.
You're deviating too much, or you're making just changes for the sake of making a change,
What happens when they option Ori? Are we going to go and watch it?
They will never option Ori because Ori is too beautiful and too precious to become a movie.
I would love to see Ori on film.
No,
Yeah, me too.
that's impossible for Ori to become a movie. No.
I think Ori would be a great kids movie.
It would be a TV series.
It could be a TV series or a kids movie.
Well, not at Netflix because they've gotten rid of all their animators.
Oh yeah, poor animation department. At Netflix.
Ay. Netflix, get your shit together.
Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Do you have any notes here?
I gave all my opinions. Like
Which
I said,
were what again?
It was a serviceable action movie, but it lacked the charm and heart that comes with a good buddy film, and that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see this film looked like it was trying to develop into a buddy film between Nate Drake and Sully, and then there's like the ancillary, the girl and the bad guy. And like, what the hell there was that whole subplot with Antonio Banderas, which kind of didn't really go anywhere. And he
gets bitched out early.
He basically serves a purpose that I don't think we really needed.
Yeah,
I mean, do we really need to know where the bad guys' funds are coming from? Not really.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, they could everybody's just a treasure hunter.
Yeah.
Just have it just be about treasure hunters.
Yeah. And he would have probably been a good, foil. He definitely could play that role.
Yeah. Like, I thought there would be more to that. Instead, it's sort of like you said, he just gets bitched out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope, we're spoiling it.
It's fine.
Sorry, Antonio Banderas gets bitched out. We won't say how he gets bitched out.
There you go.
But he gets
We'll keep that to ourselves, but
yeah.
Expect it to happen.
I was very impressed at how durable 400-year-old sailing ships were.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Especially since they've been in humid, wet climates.
Yeah, they're just like rotting in a cave in the Philippines for God knows
400 years. Yeah. Yeah, those things should have disintegrated as soon as they were picked up.
Yeah. Well,
I think
no spoilers.
I think you have to suspend a lot of disbelief here.
Yeah,
I think the point of this story was to convert the property into a marketable and successful film thing. I think, according to the IMDb numbers, it did some sweet cash flow into the coffers. I'm assuming there's going to be a sequel. Not sure. I haven't read anything yet about it. But, this is one of those properties that could go on.
Yeah. I mean, if they do make a sequel, seriously,
better writing.
Work on that banter between the two leads.
Yeah.
I want it to be less like this and more like, say, like The Nice Guys.
Yes.
Oh,
Get
my God.
Shane Black. Although
The Nice Guys was phenomenal as far as the banter between the two characters. And that started out exactly the two guys who just aren't going to get along. And then they have to work together and they get the job done and a friendship forms along the way. And it's beautiful. Same with like Midnight Run.
Yes.
Perfect.
It's a shame that The Nice Guys didn't do better because I would have loved to have seen where that story was going to go.
I would have loved to go back to that one.
Yeah. I will watch Ryan Gosling and what's his name?
Russell Crowe.
I was like, all I kept thinking was
Maximus.
Yeah. I was like, what's his name again? A Beautiful Mind.
So what number would you give this?
All right. I'll go around the table. I'm going to give this film. I agree with you. I think that the script lacked, but I think that the trade-off is it's a pretty decent action story. It was fun. It moved quickly. It didn't feel like an hour 56. It moved fairly quickly. I thought, at least to me. Tom Holland is lovely. He's always good to watch, and I think his not fight choreographer, but I guess whatever action choreographer does this did a good job here. Everything's believable. Yeah. I feel like he takes licks and can give the licks. So
he was busting out some Spider-Man moves.
He certainly was. He certainly was.
Bouncing around.
I'm going to give this film a 7. What do you say?
I'd probably give it like a 6.5.
6.5. What about you, Gigi?
Just a 6.
Just a 6. Fair enough. What about you, Olive G?
8.
An 8.
Nice.
8, 7, 6.5, and 6.
Yeah, I see a lot of potential in this.
Yeah.
And if they do go forward, I would really love if they just worked on that chemistry, because you got something here.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate this. I mean, it's not the best thing I ever saw, but it's not the worst thing I ever saw. And if this is playing on cable, I'd watch it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, this is fun.
All right,
that's it from us. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out Uncharted. It's still in the theaters, I believe, but we rented it. I don't think it was a bad choice.
No, I didn't feel ripped off.
No, I did not feel ripped off either. All right, that's it from us, and we will bid you all a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Goodbye.